Dorothea Lange was an American photographer and photojournalist famous for her work during the Great Depression and World War II. She is best known for her photos from migrant labor camps and Japanese internment camps. Lange used her photography to shed light on the struggles and hardships common people were facing during this trying time in American history. Lange started her own private portrait studio shortly after she moved to San Francisco, California in 1918. However, her attention turned to the public once the Great Depression hit. Lange's photos of the unemployed and homeless, including this image from 1933 titled "White Angel Breadline," led to her employment with the Farm Security Administration. This picture depicts a group of men waiting in line outside of a soup kitchen while one man faces away from the crowd. One's eyes are immediately drawn towards the forward-facing man because he is surrounded by a background of opposite-facing bodies and his light hat stands out against the dark colors around it. Even though the viewer cannot even see the man's eyes, the tight frown on his lips and clasped hands convey heaviness and hardship. Lange's most famous photo, Migrant Mother, was taken in 1936 while she was working for the FSA in migrant labor camps. In the picture, two children hide their faces from the camera and lean against their visibly weary mother. The woman gazes at something unknown to the viewer, her brows and forehead furrowed. I am particularly drawn to this photo because of its rawness. The symmetry of the children and their mother's body language seem almost posed, but this is sadly entirely reality for this poor family. The sadness in her gaze is entrancing. Lange used this photo to raise awareness of the horrific conditions of the migrant labor camps, and articles featuring this image and other photos spurred the government to send immediate aid to the laborers. In the early 1940s, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Lange was again commissioned by the federal government to record the forced evacuation of Japanese Americans to internment camps. Although she did not support these actions, Lange agreed to the project. While the government expected her to take pleasant photos, mainly for the purpose of propaganda, Lange instead chose to capture a more realistic picture of the camps, like this unnamed photo of barracks from June of 1942. Some internees were housed in horse stalls. I really like Lange's use of a vanishing point to draw the viewer's eyes down the long row of stalls. The loose dirt and boards all around the barracks add a desolate feel to the image and reinforce that the people in these camps were not in a home away from home. Because of the critical nature of her photos, almost none of them were published and instead immediately sent for storage in the National Archives. I chose Lange as my artist for this assignment because I find her candid, direct style compelling and powerful. Lange turned what were often meant to be explanatory photos into ethically evaluative ones, because she wanted the world to know the reality about what she was photographing. She used her photography to reveal truth and push for change, which I admire greatly.